Hello? So who wants to tell me about the
Miss,
yes?
can I quickly go to the bathroom? I was just
Yeah.
drinking water.
Who can tell me about the most strange excuse she had ever seen to a teacher? You don't do it? You don't give excuses?
No. No.
No? Okay. Why? Because you don't need, يعني nowadays are different than other years, our years.
Yes.
No, because honesty is better.
Now is better.
No, honesty is better.
Honesty is better. Yes, yes. Okay.
Miss, I wanted to ask you in here when he said distributed them to my two senior classes, like Mikey, or what was his name? Yeah, Mikey. But he was a senior or he was a kid?
No, he was a kid.
So how he talked to Mikey when he distributed them to senior classes?
Where he talked to Mike?
Like, I didn't get it when he said, you and I know the real authors. Yes, Mikey.
Where is it? Tell me, let me see.
984.
We didn't explain yet.
Like it.
You did. Yes, yes. So I thought it's from the only from the lower classes, but also from high senior classes. I did the names because you did, or some of you did. Because
So,
what do you mean? Yeah, what do you mean? Excuse notes. Who wrote them? So he replied, you did, or some of you did. I omitted the names to protect the guilty. They are supposed to be written by parents, but you and I know the real authors. Yes,
so
Mikey.
Miss Mikey, he was a senior?
But this is such a silly note. How Mikey writes this?
Yeah, it's because I was confused that he was a kid and
Yes,
he was distributing them to the senior
yes, I
class.
thought that he is a kid actually. But it seems like he is teaching senior classes, and these were notes written from senior classes. That a man in the bathtub and the water flew over my daughter's homework on the table.
I guess.
Or maybe seniors at that time change different than now. Now time seniors. Okay. Where have we stopped? We stopped at line 80. Yes, what do you mean? Excuse notes, who wrote them? And then he replied, you did, or some of you did. I omitted the names to protect the guilty. They are supposed to be written by parents, but you and I know the real authors. Yes, Mikey. Okay, Dalia, are you here, ya Dalia? Noor? Noor? Dalia? Yes, Dalia, read it, Dalia, from line 85.
Uh, where?
Line 85.
85. So what are we supposed to do with these excuse notes? We read them aloud. I want you to realize this is the first class in the world ever to study the art of the excuse note. The first class ever to practice writing. Then you are so lucky to have a teacher like me who has taken your best writing, the excuse note, and turned it into a subject worthy of study.
Yes, we will take these notes and turn them to a subject worth of study. Yes, this is a good idea. Continue.
They're smiling. They know we're in this together. Sinners, some of
Sinners.
the notes on that sheet were written by people in this class.
Yes, so they smile because they know they are sinners. They know they we are in this together, as we say it in Arab countries. Yani, we have buried the secret together. We buried the secret together, so we both know that you are the one who wrote these notes.
Continue.
Yeah.
You know who you are. You used your imagination and didn't settle for the old alarm clock story. You'll be making excuses the rest of your life, and you'll want them to be believable and original. You might even end up writing excuses for your own children when they're late or absent or up to some development.
Try
Try
it
it
now.
now, imagine.
Thank you, Dalia. Thank you. Noor, Bilal, try it now. Try to imagine. From line 100, Noor.
Yes. Wait. Try it now. Imagine you have a 15-year-old son or daughter who needs an excuse for falling behind in English. Let it rip. They did not look around. They did not chew on their pens. They did not dawdle. They were eager, desperate to make up excuses for their 15-year-old sons and daughters. It was an act of loyalty and love, and you never know, someday they might need these notes. They said more. More? Could we do more? I was taken aback. How do I handle this enthusiasm?
Enthusiasm. So he created enthusiasm in the heart of his students. And what do you think, girls, of this way of teaching, creating enthusiasm in the heart of your students and encouraging them to and aspiring them to write in a very different way?
Efficient.
Yes, efficient. Yes, I really love the idea. That's why he is a great teacher. Yes. He knows they hate writing, but he encourages them to write in this way. Okay, girls, we finished the excerpt. Let's see what is the first read one. First response, key ideas and details. Okay. We analyzing tone. Tone is what, girls? Tone is the author's.
Miss,
Yes.
Miss, can I please go to the bathroom?
Yes, go.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, is the author feelings toward the topic. Okay. So, first response, key ideas and details. How would you describe Frank McCourt's tone? Is it a matter of fact or reflective? Inquisitive or argumentative? Serious or humorous? In my thoughts column, describe the tone of the passage in a complete sentence. Okay? It means we have to go back to the passage and search for the tone and tell what was his tone. Focus on identifying tone. Okay, Malak?
Miss, she just asked you to the bathroom.
Malak is the one who went? I didn't know. Okay. Asma?
Yes, Miss.
Yes, Asma, read ya, Asma.
Okay. An author's tone is developed through diction or language used in descriptive details. Words have a dictionary definition or indentation.
Denotation. As we said, we have annotation. We have denotation. Denotation is the meaning of the dictionary.
They also have connotation or an emotional feeling connected.
So please underline denotation and underline connotation. Connotation is when I say to you, for example, orange, so you feel sour in your throat. It is what you feel. When I say to you school, so what comes with the school? What comes with the school friends, the homeworks, teachers, the classes? This is the connotation, what surrounds a word. Okay, denotation is the dictionary, DD. يعني how can I know? Dictionary denotation, DD. Connotation is the surrounding words. When I say to you trip, the bus of the trip, our friends not wearing uniform, having fun, things that the feelings come with you when you hear a word.
Two words can have similar definitions but have very different implied meanings. For example, would you be offended if someone said you were thrifty? What if they said you were cheap? Connotation reveals the speaker's underlying tone and point of view.
Because thrifty is a person who can save money. Thrifty person is the one who saves. When the degree of thrifty increases, it means you're cheap. Yani don't spend a riyal.
Read the detail in the chart below and then on the next page, then comment Then comment on how the language used in the description reveals the writer's tone. For the boxes that already have the effect filled in, find a detail for evidence the first row has been done for you.
Yes. So the first row has been done for us. Okay. Let me open the. There were two questions. Listen. Let's solve the table and then we continue. I share for you my screen. Here is it, girls. So here is it. He wrote this for you. Right or not? Can you see?
Yes, miss.
Okay. So here, girls, details or description. The nuns didn't care whether you went to heaven or hell or married a Protestant as long as your handwriting was clear and handsome. And if you were weak in that department, they would bend your thumbs back till you screamed for mercy and promise a calligraphy that would open the doors of heaven. This tune is what, girls? He adds humor. He makes, he's so funny. He has a sense of humor. He adds humor to the passage, to the text, to the story. He uses exaggeration and sarcasm to mock the nuns' emphasis on handwriting and its overstated importance. You understand what effect does it have? Understand, girls?
Yes.
Okay, then he wrote for you the second one when he says to you that he gave them the notes, excuse notes, and they asked who wrote this, and they said, and he said to them, you wrote it, and we know we're in this together. They are smiling. They know we are in this together, sinners. So what is the tone here, girls?
Like mocking as well.
Yes, huh?
It's also a humor, like
humor. Yes. It is dark humor. It's a humor and it's dark humor.
like he felt happy that he understood them, or like yeah.
Excellent. He felt happy. He understood them. He wants to take the students with his side. Yani we are in this together. We know. So he wants to take them in his side. He is encouraging them to have them in his side. Okay? Here is it. Read it, Yasara.
Create a conspiratorial
tone.
His
Yes,
dark
like we are in this together. A conspiracy. It is like a plan we do.
Yeah. His dark humor is a callback to his jokes mocking nuns earlier in the piece. The teacher also sounds still satisfied he has managed to get the students on his side.
Yes, he wants to take them on his side. Who can answer 3? They didn't look around. They didn't chew on their pens. They didn't dawdle. They were eager.
It showed how the students were so focusing and serious about what they're doing.
Yes,
and they wanted to work so
excitement.
hard for this.
Yes, the excitement of his students. They are finally excited about writing. So he feels what? When a teacher makes the students excited, he feels what? Proud. Self-satisfied. Excellent, Lujain. Read it, Lujain.
This tone is one of satisfaction. He is pleased that this exercise has drawn satisfaction. He is pleased that this exercise has drawn the class's attention so thoroughly. This moment is a turning point in the overall narrative.
Yes. Then he gave you the effect and then he wants you to tell the detail or the description. Durra, number 4.
Yes, miss.
Yes. What was the effect? And you give me the detail from the text.
Okay. Should I read the effect?
Yes, please.
Okay. Showed his respect for his students, revealed that he believes in them and their abilities, an aspect of a great teacher.
Yes. He wanted to show us his respect for his students and his admiration of the way they write.
Maybe when he described their writings.
Excellent. What did he say about the writings?
He said If they could read those notes, they discover their kids are capable of the finest American prose, fluent,
Excellent.
imaginative, clear, dramatic, fantastic, focused, persuasive, and useful.
Excellent. Excellent, dear. Excellent, يا در. Jumana.
Yes, Miss.
Yes, Jumana. He gives us, proves he is honest and sincere. Read it, ya Jumana.
Proves
So
he
here
is
is this.
sincere.
With yes, Durra answered 4. Now 5. Yes.
Proves he is honest and sincere. His willingness to learn alongside the students demonstrates an engaged and committed teacher.
Yes. What was proves he is honest and sincere. His willingness to learn alongside the students, okay, demonstrates an engaged and committed teacher. I will give you a hint. It happened at the end. At the end, you will find it in from line 100 to from line 102 to the end. What proves he is honest and sincere, and he felt so happy about the enthusiasm he gives his students. Jumana. Can anyone else knows first?
But can I answer? I'm not
Who
sure.
wants to answer?
Jude.
Jude,
Answer.
Yes, Jude.
They didn't chew on their pens, they didn't dawdle, they were eager, desperate to make up excuses for their 15-year-old son and daughter.
Yes, excellent. And then I was taken,
It was an act of loyalty and love, and you never know, someday they might need these notes.
Excellent, Jude. Excellent. I love your answer. And when he said at the end, I was taken aback, how do I handle this is enthusiasm? And they didn't chew up their pens. Excellent. They didn't take time. They started to save or think of the excuses they would like. They were desperate to make up excuses for their 15-year-old girls and daughters. So I was taken aback. How do I handle this enthusiasm? Excellent, Yejud. So underline both of them, girls. Okay. So there were the questions we want to discuss here. Yes, we discussed this question when we said how Lana Maher. Lana?
Yes, miss.
Yes, read this question.
And 5.
Yes, from the PowerPoint.
Okay, now it worked. How does the author feel about the 4 excuse notes he has received?
Yes, What was his reaction about the fake excuse note he has received from Mickey or Mikey?
I don't know. It's like he's not very serious with them.
Yes, he did. He was not upset. Yes, and he said that the notes are what the lines that we underlined on page 119.
The one that it says an excuse note is a part of school life. Everyone knows their fiction, so what's the big deal?
Yes, and on line 17.
Yes,
that the notes are what finest American prose. They are what fluent. Read.
In line 17.
Yes. Fluent, imaginative, clear. Here, read it, Yalana. Read it from the PowerPoint.
Wait, miss, it's it still shows the question.
Okay.
Yes. He is not surprised or upset by them, thinking what's the big deal, lines 20-21. The notes make him feel proud of his students, calling their writing imaginative, clear, dramatic, and the finest American prose, line 29.
Yes. Thank you, Lana. Question number 2, Noor Yusuf.
Yes, miss.
Yes, question number 2.
Do I read it?
Yes, please.
How do Mr. McCoy's students first react when he passed out the excuse notes? Miss, I think that they were afraid because they thought that they're in trouble.
Yes, excellent. Excellent, you know.
Miss, when they say, yo, Miss McCoy.
What's this? Yes, excellent. Yes, and what do you mean? Yes, read it, dear.
They are defensive and worldly, thinking they're in trouble, saying, yo, Mr. McCoy, what's this? And
what do you mean? What do you mean?
What do you mean? Excuse notes.
Yes. Okay. Thank you. Question number 3. Who can answer question number 3? Huh? Go to line 101. You have a 15-year-old son or daughter who needs an excuse for falling behind in English. Let it rip. They didn't look around, they didn't chew on their pens, they didn't waddle, they started saving their children.
Miss, can I answer?
Yes. Who wants?
Layan.
Layan, Layan.
Miss, I think let it rip, it means like do it with interest, with force or something like this. So when he said this, it shows how interested they were and how they immediately wrote without stopping.
Yes. Let it rip, shall I say the meaning of let it rip? Let it rip is to forget about it. Yani, let it go, don't hold anything back. So, how does these words affect the tone of the memoir? He encourages them. He encourages them to write. Read, Layan.
Okay, it means don't hold anything back. The phrase conveys an encouraging tone because it shows MC
McCourt. His name is McCourt.
Students and recognizes their good work, no matter the form. It suggests he's open to learning from the students about what brings out their best, rather than judging them for writing phony excuse letters.
Yes, and instead of judging them for writing phony excuses letters, he said to them, write excuses letters. Imagine. Yeah?
You said in rip it means forget about it. So is it like let it rest in peace?
Yes. Yes, let it rest in peace, right. Who's talking?
Lana.
Lana, yes dear, let it rest in peace is to forget about it, don't hold anything back. Because he gives them the notes. So they are, so he says to them, it's okay. Forget about those notes, but just to start writing your notes.
Yes.
Okay, so girls, after, turn the page 124. He wants you to use your answers from the chart to draw a conclusion about the overall tone of the text. Write a paragraph that identifies McCourt's tone and supports your conclusion, using examples of the tone from the text. How can you solve this, girls? Okay, I'll show you something here. The last one. Are you here, girls?
Yes, miss.
Yes.
Where are you talking? Like
I'm talking about on page 124, the write that you will do at your homework today. So I will write for you sentences in teacher man. In teacher man, you write like this, girls, but you make it in a paragraph. The author's overall tone is what? Or was what? Was what, girls?
Miss, are you sharing something?
Yes?
Are you sharing the PowerPoint or no?
Yes, I'm showing you. You can see it?
No, I can't.
See you.
Can you now?
Yes,
Yes.
In teacher man, the author's overall tone was, and you say it was humorous, it was enthusiastic, it was what?
Supportive.
So he's supportive. His tone seems supportive, for example, because he encourages the students and inspires them to write through. Instead of judging them, he aspires them to write through their falsy notes or fake notes or forget notes. Okay, another example that suggests a sarcastic tone. For example, if it's a sarcastic tone, I'll bring another one. If it's what did we say now? What was the tone we're talking about, girls, now? That he encouraged them to write. Supportive. Aspiring. Another example that suggests an or as an aspiring note is this. And you think of the reason. And the last one is say when McCourt writes what? The tune seems this. And then you write them in a shape of paragraph. That's it, girls. You think it's hard?
No, miss.
So this is it. This is the homework for today. The write in page 1, 2, 4. This is it. So I will create the online assignment for you. I just want to write it so I don't create. Yes.
No, I just want to ask if you were going to upload an assignment.
Yes, online assignment. I'm just writing it. Do not forget it. Okay?
Yes.
Yes. Next time we will take the second read and the third read next week, inshallah. You understand everything, girls?
Yes, Miss.
Are you sure?
Yes. Miss, what is this thing that you sent us? Our account in this
Yes, your
reference.
account for this book.
Yes.
You can now
why
start using it. You can find questions there. You can find practices on vocabulary, and you can find the passage. Someone reads the passage audio. If it's just a try it, you will find, discover the site. But change your password, girls. I give you a password.
I tried changing the password, but it didn't work.
To change the password?
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, it didn't
Oh, it
work.
is okay. But at least each one has her own account, her own, and her own passwords, right? Okay. I will. Yes, I wanted to show you something. Let me show you. Here, Frank McCourt in the documentary. Okay.
Miss, are you sharing anything?
Yes, I'll share it now. Can you see it, girls? YouTube?
Yes.
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 In the chair, her eyes wide open, and her purse on the floor wide open.
No. It is not good. Wait a minute. I will open from. Here is it. Here the video when he was talking about. You see the page, right?
Yes. Yes.
Yes, he died on 2008. Okay. Can you hear, girls?
When Frank McCourt sat
The voice,
Yeah.
can you hear it? Okay.
down to write the memoir of his childhood in Ireland, he could not have imagined the magnitude of its success. In addition to the Pulitzer Prize for biography, Angela's Ashes was named the best nonfiction book of 1996 by Time magazine, was the editor's choice for best book by the New York Times Book Review. It has sold nearly 1 million copies in the United States alone and has been at the top of the bestseller list for over 8 months. All this from a story with the humblest of beginnings, as he writes, worse than the ordinary miserable childhood.
Yes, yesterday I watched it, he was talking about teacher man. Here. Ah, yes, here is it.
I'm Frank McCourt. It's the first day of my teaching career. If I knew anything about Sigmund Freud and psychoanalysis, I'd be able to trace all my troubles to my miserable childhood in Ireland. Class cheers. Fight, 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 fight. The bag lands on the floor between the blackboard and Andy's front row desk. I make the first sound of my teaching career. Hey! Four years of higher education at New York University, and all I can think is, hey.
Not this one.
Hello and welcome to the video book review of Frank McCourt's Teacher Man. We'll be looking at his life as well as excerpts from the book itself. Frank McCourt was born in New York City, and his family moved to Ireland when he was an infant. The author grew up poor in Ireland, but was able to attend a Catholic school where he received a general education despite his low socioeconomic class. Growing up in Ireland, Frank McCourt dreamed of returning to America to seize the American dream. To realize his dream, he set out to become a teacher. After moving to America, he was drafted by the United States Army and served in Germany during the Korean War. Following his stint in the military, Frank McCourt attended college at NYU on the GI Bill. It was at NYU that the author obtained his teaching certification, and after that his first job at high school. McKee was a trade school that focused on churning out students directly into the blue-collar workforce, plumbers, secretaries, locksmiths, and etc. It was in his first days at McKee that Frank McCourt was also nearly fired from his first teaching job, due to a couple of incidents. The first was when a boy in class threw his bologna sandwich at another student, and it landed on the floor. As the author describes the situation, the sandwich and wax paper lay halfway out of the bag, and the aroma told me there was more to this than bologna. I picked it up and slid it from its wrapping. It was not any ordinary sandwich where meat is slapped between slices of tasteless white American bread. This bread was dark and thick, baked by an Italian mother in Brooklyn. Bread firm enough to hold slices of rich bologna, layered with slices of tomato, onions, and peppers, drizzled with olive oil, and charged with a tongue-dazzling relish. I ate the sandwich. The principal witnessed this act and another. When talking about his childhood in Ireland, a boy in the class asked what kind of girls they dated in Ireland. The author goes on to say, "No, damn it, sheep. We went out with sheep. What do you think we went out with?" The class explodes. They laugh, clutch their chests, nudge, elbow one another, pretend to fall out of their desks. This teacher, crazy man, talks funny, goes out with sheeps. Lock up your sheep. Excuse me. Open your notebooks, please. We have a spelling test to cover. Hysterics. Will sheep be on the list? Oh, man. The smartass response was a mistake. There will be trouble. The goody-goody, the saint, and the critic will surely report me. Oh, Mom, oh, Dad, oh, Mr. Principal, guess what teacher said in class today? Bad things about sheep. This also landed him in hot water with the principal. Being a new teacher, however, he was spared. While at McKee, the author felt that he was a fraud as a teacher, that he spent too much time talking about his own life and experiences than teaching the class English. Later, he would leave McKee and get his master's degree, and from there kicked around various schools in the New York area, from teaching a remedial English at a community college to teaching English in the inner city, where the students barely spoke any at all. Finally, Frank McCourt ended up at Stuyvesant High School, an elite college preparatory school where he taught creative writing. Among his strange lessons while at Stuyvesant was the pen lesson, as the author recalls. So, you can see how a ballpoint pen is like a sentence. It needs something to make it work. It needs action, a verb. Can you see that? They said they could. The chairman, making notes in the back of the room, looked puzzled. At our post-observation conference, he said he could understand the connection I was making between structure of pen and structure of sentence. He wasn't sure if I had succeeded in getting that across to the kids, but still, it was imaginative and innovative. He was sure, if some of his senior English teachers tried it, they'd improve upon it. But it was a pretty nifty idea. From the pen lesson, the author goes on to the cookbook lesson. Students bring in cookbooks to recite the recipes in class, eventually adding musical accompaniment. The author recalls reactions from this lesson as follows. Are the kids onto you? Playing you along with the recipes and the music? Are you, under it all, a fraud? Playing along with the way they're playing you along? You can imagine what they're saying in the teacher's lounge. The Irishman has his classes completely duped. All they do is, man, you won't believe this. All they do is read cookbooks. Yeah, forget Milton and Swift and Hawthorne and Melville. For Christ's sakes, they're reading The Joy of Cooking and Fanny Farmer and Betty Crocker and singing recipes. Jesus. You can hardly hear yourself down the hall with the din of oboes and flutes and chanted recipes coming from his goddamn room. Who does he think he's fooling? Frank McCourt brought an improvisational style to the classroom that encouraged his students to participate in English, a subject typically thought of in terms of stuffy classrooms and dusty books, assigned readings and written assignments. The author may think of himself as a fraud when it comes to teaching, but he managed to bring life to the classroom and liven up the education of his students, who all had fond memories of their teacher man.
Okay, girls, did you like it?
In the beginning, when you...
Yes. Okay, girls, go to your break. Bye. See you tomorrow.
Bye, miss. See you tomorrow.
Bye, miss.